Now, unit F. So, you can see it there, Amjad. Yeah. You have this. Okay. Hurry up, Muna. So you see that you have this greenhouse structure. So I'll draw a rough sketch of it for you. Shaban, no, don't tell me 1 second. Take out your stuff now. Like, give him a pen so he can get working. No, Shaban. No, don't lie to me now. You don't have any paper in school today.
Because I went to Emirates, and...
yes, but you were planning on having classes today, right?
Yeah.
So where's your paper for today?
What happened is Emma sent me to my
She
house.
took all your paper, right? I'm not interested. I've lost interest already, okay? Now, Mohammed,
look at her, she's laughing.
let's see how much I care. Let's see. Zero. Yeah, no, that's right. Zero, yeah. Right, so in this diagram here, this length here of the greenhouse is 8, and this side here is L, and this side here is 2R. And the first question is to find a formula for OR. It says express OR in terms of L. So the only formula we can make with this information is with Pythagoras. L squared plus 4R squared equals 64. So therefore, we could say 4R squared equals 64 minus L squared. So R squared equals 16 minus L squared. And over 4 here.
Which formula is this?
Pythagoras. Pythagoras. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was going for. You know this guy, right? No. Say it again, but with more Arabic to it. Come on, no. Give it good, solid Pythagoras sound. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Pythagoras.
Of course, yes.
First time I hear it.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, Pythagoras. Now that gives us a formula for the radius or there. So I take the 4, divide everything by 4, and then take the square root. So that's part A done. What's wrong? Okay. So B part now is calculate the volume. So what shape is this? It's a half cylinder. So the volume of the cylinder is pi r squared h. So a half cylinder would be that. But you have a formula for r from the previous question. So that would be 16 minus L squared over 4. And the height here is actually the L. If you picture this, put it standing up. So right now it's lying down, and then you put it standing up, okay? So you see the L is actually, if you turn it up, is the height. So there's an L here. So I can simplify that a tiny bit more. Multiplying in by a half pi, so that'd be 8 pi L minus L cubed over 8 with a pi. I'll put the pi in front. Yep, that's it. Alright, so that's the volume. So now part C is find the max, or find the maximum volume. So we have to find dV dl that equals 8 pi minus 3 over 8 pi L squared, and we need this to equal 0. So we get 3 over 8 pi L squared equals 8 pi. The pi's cancel. So you get L squared equals 64 over 3. So then the L would be the square root of that, which would be 8 over root 3. Or if you want, you can also write that answer as 8 over 3 root 3, if you want to write it like that. But we have to make sure it's a maximum, so the second derivative here, the second derivative will be minus 6 over 8 pi L, because the 2 comes down, which is negative, so therefore it's a maximum. So just one part left for that. Yeah.
Why did you subtract 8 by, you know, by 3 over 8?
Subtract?
Yeah. 3 over 8 by L.
Hang on, what line am I looking at?
See.
3 over 8 pi L squared, yeah?
Yeah.
What are you asking me?
Oh, why did you subtract by 3 over 8?
Subtract?
Yeah. 8 by 3.
Oh, that's the derivative. Derivative of the previous line. The line before that. Derivative. What's wrong? No, you're not listening. I said you don't have to, but you can write it, Muna. You don't have to, but you can write your answer like this here if you want. But you don't have to. The way I did that is multiplying the top and bottom by root 3. You know, the conjugate. What's wrong, NB? If you have a question, just ask me. That's fine. That's why we're doing revision. Okay. Can you understand without talking?
No.
Great, thanks. Fantastic. Okay, D now. No, again, your teacher is right in front of you. You can ask him. What's wrong?
Why it's 4 here?
Why is what for?
The part one.
Because it's 2r squared, which will be 4r squared. Yes?
When we go to that, we do x minus.
You can, and well, it'll be minus and minus, which will both cancel. Okay, now the last part is to find the volume. So we put our answer back into the formula we have for V, which is up the top there. So volume, well, you'll have to read it out to me. So just give me the formula again for volume before I differentiate. It was 8 pi L
Minus
yeah
by L cubed over
8 pi, what was it? Start again.
by L cubed over 8.
8 pi L, yeah, minus
By R cubed.
pi L
Yeah.
cubed over 8. Okay, so we just put in this answer we got into this line here to get the volume. So it'll be 8 pi L, which is 8 over 3 root 3, minus pi over 8 L cubed. So you'll need to type that in on the calculator. 64 over 3 pi root 3. The 8 cubed of the 64 over 27 pi times 3 root 3. 3 goes into that 9 times. So it's 64 180, 192 minus 64. 128 pi root 3 over 3. I'd be amazed if that was right. So can somebody type this in here, please, for me?
Okay.
Yeah. Get typing, Mohammed.
About 77.
No, I wanted it as 77.
Yeah.
So it's not giving it to you simplified, or the way I have it. So let's see.
Answer is 200.
Ah, I was way off then.
And you
Mm-hmm.
have the time.
Ah, doesn't matter. Alright, what was it? 70,
7.3.
77.3 meters cubed. Okay. So that's A. So that would be a full, again, that would be a full section B question. Now let's look at B, number 2. Okay, number 2. This should look familiar. A shopkeeper sells DVDs. When the price is 12, he sells 240. When the price is 15, he sells 150. So show that. So in other words, we want to find a form. Oh, I'm sorry, I won't use D. I won't use Q because he used a different letter. He uses D. So D here is how many he sells. So D is the number of sales, and then P is the price in pounds. Okay. So he wants a formula for D basically. He wants you to say D equals MP plus C. A lot like Y equals MX plus C. Because it's going to be a straight line. So it's like the P is the X and the D is the Y. So it's like this is my first point and then that's my second point. So firstly I get the slope. You remember the formula for the slope?
Yeah.
Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. So that'll be 90 over minus 3, which is minus 30. Now, once you have the slope, how do you find the C? Oh, I'm sorry, it's not D, it's D. Yeah. And what do you do? Substitute in a point. Let's pick the smaller one to put in. So D equals minus 30 times 15. What's that? 450, is it? Minus 450 plus C?
Yes.
So C equals 600. So putting the two results together, we get the formula D equals 600 minus 30p.
If you choose another points, it doesn't
Same
matter.
answer. So part A, show that D equals 600 minus 30p. Okay, B part. We're told that the costs equals 100 plus 5 times how much he sells, and the profit is equal to how much he sells, multiply the price he sells it for, minus the cost. So these things are given. So basically he wants us to simplify C and N. Okay, so we'll start off with C first. C equals 100 plus 5D, which is 600 minus 30p. So that's 100 plus 3000 minus 150p. So my first answer is C equals 3100 minus 150p. So that's the C. Now to get the profit, which is the N. So N equals D P minus C, which we just had previously there. So that would be 600p minus 30p squared minus 3100 plus 150p minus 30p squared plus 600p. Oh, hang on, there's a 150. So that'd be plus 750p minus 3100. That's the N. That's 3100 at the end here. Yep.
What does N represents?
The profit. Profit. Some people like it, some people don't. Now, next part C, is find the maximum. So how do we find maximum? Well, derivative. So dn dp equals minus 60p plus 750 equals 0. So p must equal 750 divided by 60, which is 1250. That's the best price to use here. No. No negatives. Yeah. And then the second derivative, negative price would be a big problem. That means you're paying people to take your DVD. So your shop is in big trouble. Big trouble. Second derivative is minus 60, which is less than 0, which makes it a maximum. And the last part is find the maximum profit. So we just take our answer here and put it back in. Whoops! Put it back into our profit formula here. N equals minus 30p squared plus 750p minus 3100. So this is the most profit this shop can make, and it can make no more. So it seems like this is the maximum profit that can be made.
Is it minus 3,000?
It is, yeah. Handy. Is that your calculator there?
Apple.
Hand it up.
I'm honest.
Thanks, Andy, for your honesty. Okay. Yeah, so that's question 2 done. So now on to number 3. So here's the thing. This is usually question 5 in section B. No, please don't eat in class, please.
I'm hungry.
We all are. This is usually question 5 in class, in the exam. Now, I know you don't like it when it's these practical problems, but if you have a look at number 3 there, it's not always a practical problem. Sometimes they just ask you for a straightforward differentiation. So when this happens, I think you should definitely do it then, because it's just a straightforward calculation here. So it starts off by giving you y equals 4x squared minus 44 plus 27 x to the power of minus 1. And the first question is find the derivative and the second derivative. So what is the first derivative here? It would be 8x minus 0, it's gone, minus 27x minus 2. And then derivative again would be 8 plus 54 x to the minus 3. And you can see that's already part A done.
This question is we want.
Yep. I know, thinking bad. Thinking very bad. No thinking here. Just doing. Okay. B. Find the stationary point. So the stationary point means what?
0.
What 0?
Dy by dx.
Yeah, so the derivative needs to be equal to 0. Now there's a couple of different ways to solve this. So somebody give me a suggestion of how to solve this one. And by the way, that came from here. So how can I solve that?
We just
Question? Yes?
No. The first derivative.
Yes? Go. I understand you. Yes, go on.
X is minus 1, so we made it
X to the power of minus 1, yeah?
power of minus 1.
Yeah.
So we made it minus 2.
Correct, yeah?
When it's 1, we delete it. Why is that?
Well, when it's 1, it comes down as 1,
Yeah,
and then the 1 becomes a 0. So then x power 0 is 1. Alright, so someone give me the suggestion of how to solve this.
Move the 27 over.
Yep, that's one way to do it. That's how I did it last year. I feel like doing it differently this year. So give me another suggestion. Yeah?
To find x squared, we will,
Yes.
use the expansion.
Not yet. Before that.
Multiply everything by x squared.
Yeah. Hey, Mohammed Amjad. Now stop messing. I'll ask you. No, hey. I'll ask you to leave now. Okay, we're doing revision. So yes, this year I feel like multiplying everything by x squared. Last year, take it to the other side. So multiplying everything by x squared, what do I get? 8x cubed minus 27 equals 0. So 8x cubed equals 27. So x cubed equals 27 over 8. So x equals 3 over 2. Now be very careful. That's only the x. He still wants the y. So you have to substitute this back into the y. So you have 4x squared minus 44 plus 27 over x. So you got y is minus 17.
but here is they say to you stationary point on a graph this point, but you change it. Why?
What do you mean I changed it?
You change it to first derivative.
Yeah, to find the stationary point, it means you have to find when the derivative is 0.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Now, we have to decide if it is a max or a min. So the second derivative now, what's the second derivative here? Well, where was the first derivative gone? Yep.
You find y from the first one?
Yep, the original, yep.
Not the derivative?
No, the original. So if I, oh look, I already have the second derivative here, so I just need to put in my value for x. So it was 8 plus 54, 3 over 2 to the minus 3. Well, I don't need a calculator to tell me that that's positive. So if it's positive, it's concave, i.e. local maximum. No, that's wrong. Minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum. I forgot what shape a cave was. So concave, yep.
How do we know it's local and if it's...
In the exam, they won't ask you ever to decide if it's local or global. So it's always local and sometimes global.
Can I just write maximum, minimum without local?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Teacher,
Yeah.
what did you substitute by x to find y? What equation?
The original.
Which is?
Where's your workbook?
I mean, yeah, just tell me the form.
No, you should have brought your book to class. Why didn't you bring your maths book to maths class?
I told you my story, teacher.
No, it doesn't sound like a good story. Give me your story, and it better be good.
You know what happens is Imar sent me like she said bring call Ali, which the guy.
I tell you what, let me make it simple for you.
Yeah.
Did you know you had maths class today?
I know that.
Yep. And do you have a maths book?
Yeah, definitely. I brought it, but I thought you like it. My story was really complicated.
No, it's not really complicated. You should bring your maths book everywhere with you. I put it back into the original, which is in the question, which is in your workbook sitting at home or something, I don't know. Right, last part now, D. So here we want the equation of the normal. So what I do first is I find the slope of the tangent. Yeah, so the slope of the tangent is the derivative. Now we already have the derivative. What is it? It's up the top here. 8x minus 27 x to the minus 2, whereas x is now 3. Oh, sorry, and x here is 3 over 2.
What's IE?
It's an English term. It means like that is, or...
Y over 2.
Sorry, not over 2. Sorry, just 3. Sorry. Relax. Okay, so I got here m is 21. Although it's not really 21 because that's for the tangent. So if I wanted for the normal,
Minus 1.
yeah, what would it be?
Minus 1.
Minus 1 over 21. So y equals mx plus c. Now, to find c, I use a point. And what's the point that I have? What's the x value for it? 3. And do I have the y value?
Minus 17.
No, I don't think so. No.
Why it's minus 17?
Where are you getting minus 17 from?
Downside.
From the B.
No. It's minus 17 when x is 3 over 2. Look.
Oh, yeah.
X is 3 now, isn't it? So I have to substitute it back into... I didn't. It's in the question. All right. 4 times 3 squared minus 44 plus 27 over 3. Okay. So I got 1 when I put 3 back into the original. So now I can put that in to get the c. So y equals mx plus c. So c is 1 plus 1 over 7. So what's that, 8 over 7? Double check that. Yeah. So I get y equals mx plus c. So that's the equation of the normal.
So is it,
Yes.
in D and C, X is 3 over 2, Y is 8.
It's kind of like an unrelated question. You know, you don't actually need to do part A, B, C to do D. So in fact, if you want to think about it, it's more like A, 1, 2, 3, and then B. They're not really related. In fact, I could have asked you to do D first if I wanted to.
The question is
Yeah?
I think it's better not to do 5B.
I think it's good to do it. Okay. Unit G now. It hasn't even been one class, Amjad. It's been 39 minutes.